Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 6 of the In the Ring Action Podcast. I am your host, Peter, today joined by my co host, Peter,
Hello.
and Nick.
Yellow.
All right, so the gang's together for this one. We got a long show with a lot of questions.
Did
Let's
did
see.
did you just say the gangs together?
Yeah,
Oh
because
god.
there's only, because we're the regulars, so there's nobody else, so we're the gang. Anyway.
That's true.
We got a lot of questions. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 questions, at least for now. They might get more. I don't know. And plus a pay-per-view to review alongside Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. So let's go by chronological order. Let's start off with the pay-per-view. Did anybody watch the pre-show?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so Nick, what did you think of this Bailey versus Ruby Riot match that ended up with a Ruby win?
First off, congrats for Ruby. I think Ruby is great on Raw. I think out of the entire Superstar shakeup, I think Ruby definitely got the better end of the stick because she's doing well on Raw. She's doing better than she would have on SmackDown. That's the one thing I enjoy about Raw. They do push a little bit for women that you wouldn't expect to get pushed. So, like, they pushed Absolution. But now you get Riot Squad, who weren't really doing much on SmackDown anyway. You get them on Monday Night Raw.
They still
And
have they have like 1 hour to fill. That's why they're getting pushed.
Well, yes, that's true. But Ruby also just went over Banks and Bailey, which I think is incredible for her. I
Yep.
think that's better than just having her go over Becky, who just jobs every week. So
Now we have Mandy going over Becky.
I don't even want to discuss that.
I mean, it's a thing, so. But what about the match? What did you think of it?
I think the match was great. I shouldn't say great. I think it was slow, just a little bit too slow. Ruby does tend to botch just a little bit, but overall, the match was probably the second best match of the show.
That's solid. I didn't hear bad things about it, but if I go by what Meltzer decided to give this match, I wouldn't have guessed that it was a good one. But it is what it is. But I mean, let's move on into the actual show. And the first match was you this is the reason why we had this pay-per-view. Basically, I mean, you could have turned off after this match, you wouldn't have missed anything. Anyway, the Miz versus Seth Rollins. And Peter, I'll start with you. What did you think of this match, the match of the night?
I think as expected the match was amazing. I actually thought that Miz had Rollins beat after the second skull-crushing finale. And overall, I think they had amazing near falls, and just the chemistry between the two and the storytelling was just incredible.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it too. I bought into every false finish they had. I thought the Miz was gonna win because there's no way he's kicking out of that, right? And
Yeah.
so that's what it was good. It was the most predictable match on the card, yet it turned out to be not only the best match, but the one where we were the most invested too, no doubt.
No doubt.
Next, so what did you think?
I agree. I think that definitely stole the show. One thing I will mention is I was kind of a fan of the finish. It came out of nowhere, so I kind of like that. I don't like the fact that Rollins kicked out at 2 skull crushing finales, but I'm not going to really complain much because it turned out to be a great match in the end. Probably, I don't know what Meltzer rated it. I think he rated it 5-star, and if he didn't, I think that's a big mistake.
For something, I think.
I think rated 4.25.
Yeah, I think
Seriously?
it's like that. Yeah. What do you think he
I
did on 5 stars?
Well, I
Is
think
it the
that
fan?
I think if there's any WWE match on the main roster that deserved a 5-star, I think Seth versus Miz was definitely it, even if it was predictable. That I think that match. I see after that match, I had high hopes for Backlash, and then it just declined, like straight afterwards. It was bad after that.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're talking about, oh right, you said main roster. Okay, I almost said, how did you not think that Almas versus Gargano was 5-star ever?
Oh no, that was 100% 5 stars.
Yeah, no, you said main roster. I was like, okay, right. Anyway, so moving on, we had Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax in. I'll go first on this one. The match where I thought, Alexa was getting the most offense in, so it was like slightly predictable that she was going to lose. She definitely carried the match, in my opinion. And I don't know what they're doing with Nia, but she literally had, 2 moves throughout the whole match. So it's kind of ridiculous how they had Alexa lose so easily over the fact that she was being ragdolled and then there was a Samoan drop and that's it. It's kind of frustrating. The most of the spots were fine. Like, I enjoyed the DDT off the stairs. I thought that was really good. But I really disliked the fact that she lost so easily. Well, while at WrestleMania, Nia had to do a Super Samoan drop to win. She simply had to do a normal Samoan drop to win on this one, and that kind of annoyed me. And it is what it is. Peter, what do you think?
I mean, I totally agree with you. I really don't know why WWE has said that Alexa was injured. I mean, on Raw the other day, I mean, she had a pre-taped cell phone promo, but still, I don't remember there being any big mention of that injury. And I also didn't really see in the match where it would have happened. So
it probably would have been on the DDT or when she got ragdolled around.
I think it was right at the end when wasn't the finish that Samoan drop thing from the second rope? I think it was from that, and I think her arm landed wrong.
It was. I think what they're trying to say was when she was on the top rope and Nia kind of
this, like, what was it called, iconoclasm or something?
I don't know.
She basically cross-armed Bliss and pulled her off the top rope.
Yeah, kind of like an Alabama Slam, but with the arms and you're pulling the arms and not the legs. Yeah. Neck.
Yeah.
This match. Your thoughts on it.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit distracted from this thing.
It's okay.
Here's my thing. First off, the whole synopsis behind this women's championship run is okay for me. I'm fine with the message because you need to have a message like that every now and then. The message is fine. The matches are pure crap. I'm sorry. I think this match was worse than their Mania match, and that's saying something because their Mania match was like it was probably I think their Mania match was probably one of the worst ones on the show.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad as people were making it out to be. I think they carried it well enough, and there was decent storytelling in it. I felt this one was much worse than that one. I don't think that one was nearly as bad as people are making it out to be, though.
See, here's what they should have done. I wouldn't have jobbed Bliss, but I feel like Nia should have taken over the entire match. And what they should do, because Nia is not a believable face, unfortunately. I think the believable face is Bliss at this rate. I think they could have done an easy double turn there. It was so simple that they could have just went with it and everybody would actually be happy. They would be, okay, this is interesting. But no, we just got another crap match with a very boring and pathetic promo after the match with Nia Jax.
What a surprise.
Honestly, I could care less about Nia Jax being champion anymore. The first thing I said after that entire thing was, okay, you know what? Please take it off Nia Jax immediately. The message is through. Now give somebody else it. I don't care if it's Ruby Riot. I don't care if it's Ember Moon. I don't even care if it's Alexa Bliss again. As long as the title's off Nia, I'm good. Because unfortunately, I can't believe in Nia.
Yeah, we kind of have to stay here a little bit longer because I feel like Nia got almost no reaction when she was introduced. Alexa always got that semi reaction with boos and cheers. She carried the match. Nia couldn't sell the stomp. Everyone else in the roster sold the stomp, yet she can't sell the stomp. She was like, Alexa was. I don't understand what that was.
I think she just couldn't sell it because of her weight.
I don't know. But
I don't think that's a fat shame quote, though. If anybody in the comments says that's a fat shame quote, that's not a fat shame quote.
It's just that I think for this move you have to be flexible in the back, so you actually can arch your back backwards, and I don't think Nia can do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that pissed me off. And just the whole fact that Alexa carried the match, and I'm like, I don't like Nia. I mean, I just like I was invested in her a couple months ago, and then you completely ruined it. They could have just, you know what they should have done? They should have just gone with the story of Nia turning on Alexa, just like she did when she beat Sasha on Raw. Like they should have just went back to it. They
exactly.
Right?
See, they
said,
had
I've been using you, not Alexa.
They've had so many turns for this storyline that it completely fell flat after 3 times they've like changed the storyline. Like they had Nia turn on Alexa, then they had them get back together, then they had Nia turn on Alexa again, and then they got back together, and then Alexa turns on Nia, and then Mickie James gets turned back with Alexa, and then the story just got confusing from there. I think that if they wanted a WrestleMania story to be told, first off, don't have this Divas bullshit. It was terrible. It was absolutely god-awful. Like, I hate this Gossip Girl stuff. Because now you're going to feel like, oh, now it's going to be on Total Divas, and then they're going to fight because it's all scripted. Honestly, I hope this feud ends. And you know what? If Alexa Bliss goes into Money in the Bank, I think a lot of people are going to get upset. I think a lot of people will be upset, considering that they're not giving anybody else the time. At this rate, I would say.
But I got 2 predictions for Money in the Bank though. That honestly, I don't know if they're gonna go with it, but I would do it in a heartbeat. I would have both Raw superstars win it, but both will go to SmackDown. So I would have Alexa win, but she would go to SmackDown, and I would have Finn win and cash in on AJ too. So like I don't know if necessarily Alexa being in a Money in the Bank match and winning it would mean a lot for the Raw superstars if they allow it to be quote unquote co-branded. I don't think that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Well, since it's co-branded now, I think this is like they didn't make the rule that you have to be on a certain brand if you win Money in the Bank. I think here's the problem that they run into. If a Raw guy tries to cash in on a SmackDown guy, wouldn't that mean that if they win the title on SmackDown or on a pay-per-view, they have to bring the title over to Raw?
No, they just
because that's where it gets confusing because they're so inconsistent with it because they had the Bar versus the whatever the hell they're called, the Deleter of Worlds or something like that.
Yeah.
They had that and they said that the Bar, if they win, they go back over to Raw.
Exactly.
Now, granted, it's a Raw branded title because it does say the Raw Tag Team Championships, but then wouldn't that mean like the WWE Championship is specifically SmackDown?
Yeah, it is.
That's where it gets a little bit confusing.
Until somebody gets traded or something, it is. Like those titles are for Raw and are from SmackDown. So, like for example, if let's say that if we had a mid-card Royal Rumble, where you could challenge for a mid-card title, and somebody from Raw won it, and they wanted to challenge whoever was the United States champion at the time. If they win that match at WrestleMania, they go to SmackDown. They don't bring the title back to Raw. Like they don't, they can't. You can't have two main titles on the same show. So I don't think there's much of an issue there.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I agree with you. Finn should win Money in the Bank because he desperately needs it. I get Rusev kind of needs it too, but I think Finn desperately needs it because he needs something to do. If he does try to cash in on a SmackDown guy, who are you going to cash it in on? Because you know that's going to be Daniel Bryan versus The Miz at WrestleMania at this point. I am pretty confident that's where they're going for the title.
You have so many big stars. You have AJ Styles. You could do a SummerSlam. You could have Finn. So here's what you could have the same thing that Dean Ambrose did. And later on the night you had I don't know, let's say you had Shinsuke versus Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles for the title. And then Finn cashes in on whoever. And then you have a fatal 4-way program onto SummerSlam or something like that. Like the possibilities are kind of, it's just so good of a match that you can't help but to think they're going to pull the trigger on it. Because we could have AJ Styles versus Finn. We could have AJ Styles versus Finn versus Nakamura. We could have AJ Styles versus Finn versus Nakamura versus Samoa Joe.
But here's the thing. I'm looking at the SmackDown roster currently, and there seems to be a theme going on. Each division has 6 priorities. Each single division. The WWE Championship has Almas, Joe, Styles, Nakamura, Miz, and Bryan.
I don't think Almas is a priority for the main.
I don't think Daniel Bryan is a priority.
I think they're probably the biggest stars, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be in the main event scene. I think Almas should stick in the main event scene. I don't think mid card is like his style. I think main.
I think Almas is a mid card, is a main mid carder.
Either that, I could see that. I mean, I can see him as Intercontinental Champion. I don't see him as a United States Champion as much, but I see him as Intercontinental Champion for sure.
Just as long as they don't get a foreigner stick. If he's US champ, then I'm fine with it.
Well, what's that old group that they had? The Legion something. They had it with Sheamus, Barrett, Rusev,
the League of Nations.
Yes, if they bring that back with like Almas, Rusev. And
Jinder. No, not Jinder.
Who else? Ty Dillinger.
Why? He's Canadian.
Exactly, that's the point. He's outside of the United States. Imagine if they just do that and just make that a team. Oh my god. I just laughed my ass off. Oh my god.
Cut that before he has any legs.
What the fuck are you doing? Oh, sorry, not you guys. Not you guys. Sorry. I should have muted my mic.
Yeah, you should have. Don't worry. All right, so that's enough rambling for now. But I honestly think that from the rumors that I'm getting is that they're not booking Daniel Bryan to be a top guy yet. So I would definitely give it a long time. I think they're trying to see where he is injury-wise and if he's going to hold up and all that. I think that's what takes priority with him. So honestly, I wouldn't consider him on your top 6 of priorities for the WWE Championship just yet.
Well, if they can get to WrestleMania, it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Miz for the title. You can pretty much see it. I want to say that they're going to have Bryan win it at Royal Rumble, but as I'm saying, they have like 6 main priorities per single division, right? And that seems to be the common theme there. So they have to push 6 teams. They have to push 6 men for the main title. They have to push 6 men for the mid-card title and 6 women for the actually, no, it's not even 6 women. It's 10 women, but it's 2 of them are teams. That seems to be the common theme, right?
I mean, I guess it is.
If you have Finn go over to SmackDown, which part, like, he's going to cash in for the WWE title then, but which part, like, who's going to get traded over to Raw? I feel like there's only one option there, and that'd be Shinsuke.
Send Daniel Bryan in Raw. That's the best way for you to put him over, as the guy against, that keeps getting screwed over by management and all that. That's where all the big guys are. If you want to do that story, you ship Daniel Bryan there. Yeah, you don't have Daniel Bryan versus The Miz just yet, but he gets Daniel Bryan back to where he was before he got hurt.
I mean, I also don't think that they will do Miz versus Bryan for the title this year at next WrestleMania. I think they will rather do something like Finn versus Joe for the title, because Miz versus Bryan is something like a match that needs to be announced way before WrestleMania and really needs a long build-up.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with the long build-up, but this is also WrestleMania 35 now.
Yeah, but also Daniel Bryan winning the WWE title again at WrestleMania in the main event is just way too overkill. I don't want to see that happen again.
That's why I'm saying I don't think
that
him
was a once in a lifetime moment, and now it should be done.
I don't think that Daniel Bryan should win at Mania either. I don't think I understand why they would want to do it, but I don't think it's necessarily the right decision. I think The Miz going over Bryan is the best decision possible.
Yeah, but I mean, if they want to do Miz versus Bryan for the US title and then have Bryan win it at Mania, that I would like, but not the main title again.
Yeah, I think they could definitely fight for the mid-card title and be a really, really good match. I just think that Finn is at that point where he really needs something again.
That's why I'm saying he should win the Money in the Bank. But I feel like if they need to get the title off of Lesnar, because it is so frustrating that Lesnar won. It's so frustrating that he's still champion, and we're all begging for a change.
There is a way.
It's like this is like the only time we're begging for Roman Reigns to win or somebody else of that nature to win the title. I feel like Balor winning it and just having I don't know, Lesnar versus Reigns or Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam, and then Brock Lesnar winning, but he's also weakened, and Finn Balor cashes in at the right moment. I think one, it gets Balor over. Two, you finally give him the title that he's been desperately trying to get back for God knows how long, and you're just holding it back.
I got an idea. Can I? So what you could do is you could have Roman, like you could have Brock scheduled for Money in the Bank, but not have him actually have a match. So Roman is trying to find a way to get back into Brock Lesnar to have a title match because he wants that third match or the fourth match, whatever. So Brock Lesnar is like cutting a promo with Paul Heyman or something like that, and Roman comes in and completely destroys Brock. And then you have Finn come in and cash in on Brock Lesnar like that, and it sets up Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor for the title. So you could take the title off Brock, and you could give you could have like your first feud right there, because Roman would be the heel there because he would be like, hey, I completely destroyed Brock Lesnar. You wouldn't have cashed in successfully if it wasn't for me, blah, 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 blah. That type of thing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That's not bad. I'm not against that.
Sort of makes sense or not really? I mean, it's kind of like what the guys that they have in the title picture. I think it's the one that makes the most sense right now.
Well, they need somebody over on Raw because, well, you have Roman and Lesnar, and that's your main event scene, pretty much. Everybody else is just, let's get Roman over.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying you can keep Roman in the picture, right? And at the same time, you take the title of Lesnar, and it's not Roman winning the title. So you would...
You know what? I wouldn't be against Finn versus Reigns, too.
Right. No, I mean,
really, that's back into
Reigns 3, but that's all right. Because they already had two matches.
It just gets right back into a loophole. It was a good thought, and then it just went downhill.
I mean, it's not. I mean, you're gonna have repetitive feuds. You could have Finn win it off Roman. I just think the thing that really annoyed him about Roman was that I felt he was doing such a good job as an Intercontinental Champion, and he just kind of like went, nah, the heck with this. Like we're not doing this anymore, and just put him like right into the main event again. Because if you had Roman stay in the mid card scene a little bit longer, I think he would have been cheered by now, to be honest with you, because he's a very solid worker. He's improving his promos. People just don't want to see him in the main card for now. So if you have Finn beat him, and then so he has to take down a step, you could have him take the title of Seth, and then you have Seth versus Finn, and then you can have Finn versus KO. You can have, there's so many endless possibilities, so many good matches that we already saw in NXT.
Finn versus who?
KO.
Who did you say after Seth?
Kevin Owens.
Oh, KO. I was like, who the hell is that?
KO, yeah, Kevin Owens.
Cassius Ohno.
No, definitely not. It would be, it would be a callback to their NXT time. I think, there's just so much you can do. Like the thing that I'm not worried about Finn is that he has such a big track record that eventually they're gonna have to pull the trigger on him in some kind of title. So,
yeah. I mean, right now, I would honestly change the positions of Reigns and Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
So let Rollins kind of be the guy who chases after Lesnar, and let Reigns have the
Yes.
Intercontinental title. Because I don't think Reigns is a bad champion. He really isn't at all, and he is a decent talker. People are just bored of basically him being in the main event for like almost a year now, going after Lesnar. And yeah, I mean, if he has the Intercontinental title, I'm sure 50% of the people that complain now will not complain anymore.
Exactly.
I feel like what got people pissed off is that we knew this was going to happen for 2 years, and then you have Braun eliminate 6 people, or no, not 6 people, 5 people in the elimination chamber, the most anybody has ever eliminated, and then you have Reigns hit him with what, 3 spears, and
Still
then
took him 3 spears. But that's not
yeah,
the issue to me isn't that. The issue to me is that people knew that we're gonna get Roman versus Brock, but the issue was that Brock won. That is the real issue.
I don't think that was the real issue. I think it was the way it was done that was the issue
No,
because
I mean,
Mm,
we're
they're
gonna have no.
no
Just think
no
about
no
this.
no.
I was trying to do Seth
yes.
Rollins thingy, but
Yeah.
but anyway, you have CM Punk have over 150 something matches to have his title reign. You have Brock Lesnar have 8 matches or something like that
10.
to have 10
Mm-hmm.
10
Mhm.
matches to have his 440 something title reign. That's always an issue. Like Brock Lesnar winning would always be an issue because he's not a real champion. He's the part-time champion, and those part-time champions just nobody likes them. So it would always be an issue for Brock Lesnar to win. It wouldn't matter how they would do it. It would always be an issue. I disagree with you there.
I feel like they're only just holding off anybody winning the championship just to end that CM Punk reign, and I feel that's very very pity of them. I
Didn't they do
think
that
that's
with
ridiculous.
the what was the tag team that didn't they do
They did
that?
it with the New Day.
Yeah. So I mean, and they did that with AJ Lee, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Having
did it with Nikki Bella, and then
yeah.
like wasn't she supposed to? Yeah, she was supposed to face Paige at WrestleMania, and then it was changed last minute, so just so that AJ Lee could retire, which that's kind of dumb in my opinion.
Yeah. So all right. Anyway, moving on the card for Backlash because all of our conversations are more interesting than this card, but we got to run through it anyway. Then we had Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. I know I didn't care about this match. Jeff Hardy won. Nick, why don't you give us the synopsis of the match? I suppose.
Uh, See, as soon as Randy Orton's music hit, I had a feeling he was going to be uninterested. He tried his best to look not uninterested. So he tried to look interested, but he really wasn't. Like when he walked down, you can clearly see it. And it's like, oh God, no, this match is gonna suck. It was a decent match. I was fine with it. It just wasn't like anything memorable. It wasn't like the Intercontinental title. And I feel like they placed the Intercontinental title first, and then they actually misplaced it. I feel that probably should have been the main event, but at the same time, it should have stayed first because if it was the main event, everybody would have been gone. Because you know what main event did. We know. We know how that would have went.
Yep. All right. So then we had this random segment that I don't know. What did you think of it? Because I didn't care.
Oh, this was
So
great.
unnecessary.
Exactly.
It was
Totally.
so unnecessary, but it was so great. I'm sorry. It was great up until when Bobby Roode came out. That just ruined it all.
Why did Bobby Roode had to? Did he like twerk or something or
Mhm.
like that? Like,
Yeah, he twerked to No Way Jose's music.
let's not even
We're
talk
not going to
about
review the rest of that. Just
yeah.
move on.
Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan. I thought this was the second most obvious result. I think a lot of people were saying that Big Cass was going to win. I called them idiots, but yeah, Daniel Bryan wins. What did you think of this awful match, Nick?
It wasn't that bad, in my opinion. It was just like it was very slow, somewhat sloppy. Big Cass, he's a believable mid-carder. He's not going to get to that like big stage that they want him to be at. He's not going to get to that main event scene, and they're going to need to accept that. And they made him look so weak with that yes lock. He tapped out almost immediately.
Yeah.
And that was kind of dumb. And the fact that he attacked him afterwards was, again, kind of stupid, but I get why they did it now, after what happened on Tuesday. But again, it was like at that point, it was, why is this feud still going on? I thought this was going to be a one and done situation. No, now it seems to be leading into Money in the Bank. And now we're probably going to get another match out of it, and nobody's really interested in it. So
nobody cares. Yeah. I don't know, Peter. You want to weigh in on all these, or?
No.
All right, that's smart. Charlotte Flair versus Carmella. A match where Carmella had to win, and she won, but it was the worst match on the card.
Mm-hmm.
It was Brazzers towards the end, or Brazzers, or however you pronounce it. I don't watch that. I don't watch that stuff.
What are you trying to say?
The ending with the pinfall. It was Brazzers.
Brazers?
I don't think Peter knows what that is.
I know what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's Brazers or whatever. I know what he's talking about.
Pretty sure it's Brazzers.
Brazzers? That sounds like a weird name. But anyway, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
That was like, why was that? Okay. I don't know why that was why you even brought that up, but
well,
that's fine.
It just became hilarious. It became hilarious and pathetic towards the end. It was like you took out Charlotte's leg and then pin her, and then it's over. Like, I'm pretty sure you could still kick out with that other leg, and that's what confused me. The match was won. Carmella's terrible champion, unfortunately. Like, I love Carmella to death, but that match was terrible.
Are you gonna chill out and give her a longer time than 3 weeks to cover a terrible champion?
I didn't like the Celebration at all. I really
liked it.
I like that shit.
I think it might be just me, but I didn't really like the Celebration thing, and now we're getting it again in London, and I'm like, oh god, no.
She's definitely gonna be interrupted, and you're gonna see her next feud. So I don't see what's wrong with that.
It depends on our next opponent, because you're not gonna have her face Asuka and lose, because that's kind of obvious. There's no way you're gonna take away Asuka's streak and then have her be the most dominant female in all of wrestling just to lose to Carmella weeks later. That'd be stupid. But I don't know what to say. I just really don't like Carmella's reign. I feel like Charlotte should probably get it back.
I think you're overreacting on this one. I think unlike Nia that cut that god awful promo and couldn't sell for shit. Carmella isn't that great in the ring, and she screams a lot, which fucking pisses me off. I called that out before, and people didn't hear me, but now people are realizing how annoying it is. But at least she's very good on the mic, so it's like she's got room for improvement. Like, you can make her believable heel because she actually knows how to talk and get under people's skin.
Yono, just go away, please.
I will agree with you that she does talk on the mic really well. The way she carries herself is great. I like that. I'm just not a huge fan of Carmella, and I'm not saying that's her fault. That's obviously not her fault. I think it's just the way I feel like she's being booked. Again, I don't necessarily have a problem being champion. I just don't think she's like.
All right, but can you just hold off for me before calling her a terrible champion? Can you just hold off a little bit longer?
I will hold off on calling her a terrible champion. I just feel like right now she's currently like Nia-esque for me, but like a better Nia. Like, she's a lot better than Nia for sure.
Yeah. So Exodus Gaming, I don't know who he is, but hi, said Peyton Royce. I think it's way too early to break up the Iconics with Carmella when they're basically the best thing going for Carmella. So
I mean,
no,
since they are in the UK next week, the only UK woman I think they have on SmackDown right now would be Becky.
I thought
But
about it, but I thought about saying Becky, but she lost to Mandy Rose
exactly,
clean.
so it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, maybe some kind of Nixon would make sense, but she's on NXT. So
Sonya maybe, because she hasn't really debuted yet on SmackDown in a match.
I thought Mandy Rose was getting the push. So if anything, I think it's Mandy.
I think Mandy's going into the Money in the Bank thing.
Yeah.
I think. I thought that's what the whole Becky and Mandy thing was all about. I thought that was a qualifying match and Mandy won in 2 minutes. I was like, oh. Okay.
And Diono said Naomi, and no, just no to Naomi.
They might even just have her win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and that's just
Bro. I would
no.
honestly just stop giving a fuck about the women's division at that
Exactly.
point. No, like Naomi has absolutely nothing going for her. She's not good in the ring. She's not good in the mic. And all she does is this stupid glow thing and like snatch him girl and all that shit. And I don't understand the women's thingy for that. So, like, just no Naomi.
I agree.
All right, moving on. Then we had AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura that ended in the count out. I think this ending was really smart because I think it needed a little bit more. This feud needed a little bit more, and maybe the introduction of Samoa Joe into it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, I just think that this feud is going on a bit too long, in my opinion. I think it should have ended at Backlash, and I don't really see where this storyline is supposed to go now.
This is going on a last man standing type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, that would be stupid because they both couldn't get up to the count of 10. So why would you have a last man standing if you know they both couldn't get up to the count of 10? I think that's really stupid. I think they should probably go with a ladder match because that seems more logical.
The fuck would a ladder match make sense?
Exactly.
It
makes more sense. Hold on, time out. It makes more sense than a last man standing match.
No,
it doesn't.
What the fuck?
It doesn't because last man standing was like no man was able to beat the count. So
exactly. That's why you wouldn't have a last.
One of them has to beat the count.
Then it would end in a double.
No, there has to be a definite winner. So
not last man standing.
Last man standing.
No, because they only get
call back to the previous ending. That's what's going to happen. Right?
I honestly don't think that's going to happen. But I do agree with Pedro here. I think that was pretty smart. I think because people are complaining about like, oh, but there's no disqualification. Yeah, but a count out isn't necessarily a disqualification. There's always been that rule of a count out, and nobody's just like paid attention to it. Where I think the story is going, I think the story is going with Samoa Joe, and I think it's trying to lead into AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, but not for the title. I think they're just holding off the Shinsuke winning thing until I think they're holding it off till Money in the Bank, and I think they're gonna do the triple threat at Money in the Bank, and AJ's gonna get pinned by Shinsuke. That's my honest thought, or it's gonna be at No Mercy, one of the two. I feel like that's where they're gonna go, and then at SummerSlam, you're gonna have. I would assume. See, this is where it becomes difficult because like you're not gonna have Daniel Bryan in the WWE Championship match at SummerSlam. I mean, you could. I'm not against that, but
Finn, just for booking reasons, just say that Finn wins the title.
You know what? Yeah, we're gonna have not Daniel Bryan, Jesus, Shinsuke versus Finn Balor at SummerSlam. There you go. We'll have that match at SummerSlam, and then they'll have Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles like in the mid card, or like mid card of SummerSlam.
You could have him for the number one contender type thing. Because my only issue with bringing Samoa Joe into the title mix right now is that he lost to Roman, so it doesn't put him anywhere near the title. He's gonna be like, "Hey, I should challenge for that title," and we would be like, "Why? You just lost to Roman," because he's got like no.
Here's the thing: what does Roman gain when he beats Samoa Joe?
I don't fucking know. You asked them.
Like, what is he gaining? Because everybody, if he gets another match with Brock Lesnar, I'm just like, kill me now. Like,
No, I'd be kill me now if he loses again.
Mhm.
you know what? Kill me twice if he loses again. What if the match just happens? I'm like, oh my god, like that'd be just horrible booking.
It would.
But I feel the triple threat match is obviously where they're going. I don't know if it's going to be at Money in the Bank or if it's going to be at No Mercy. I feel No Mercy is probably going to make more sense than Money in the Bank, even though we have like 6 weeks till Money in the Bank.
You're talking about Extreme Rules, right? Because I think it's going to be Extreme Rules the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, Extreme Rules, not No Mercy. When's No Mercy? After SummerSlam? Like the week? I thought it said Extreme Rules was like September or something like that.
No, I'm pretty sure Extreme Rules comes up next after.
Yeah, Extreme Rules is after Money in the Bank.
And then SummerSlam, and then No Mercy. Okay, that makes more sense.
Also, we were just talking about Samoa Joe, and I actually think and hope that Samoa Joe wins the briefcase.
You know what? I wouldn't have a problem with that. As long as Samoa Joe, like, if I feel like this year they need to pull what they did with John Cena at Raw 25 when he cashed in and had a full-blown match with CM Punk, just not ending in that.
That wasn't Raw 25.
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn it! I meant Raw 1000.
Raw 1000, yeah.
As long as they don't end it with like that big show coming out and just interrupting the match 4 times, bull crap again. I think Samoa Joe cashing in and then just absolutely destroying whoever is champion in what is like a 15-minute classic would be amazing.
See, just my only problem with Joe winning the briefcase is that I'm scared of the Raw main event scene. That's just what I'm just worried about, because
at this rate, I don't even care for Raw.
I mean, but you got. I mean, when you got favorites there, you're kind of worried for it, like me. You know.
You know, I don't know how much longer they can keep Brock as champion. If they're gonna have him till SummerSlam, just put it on whoever that's a face at SummerSlam, and then you can have Drew McIntyre challenge for the title, because I think that
you're gonna have to wait a long time before Drew gets into that spot.
I actually think they could. I think they can make an excuse for Drew McIntyre getting a shot at the title.
No,
if they do it properly. If they do it properly, I think that would be probably more logical than Braun Strowman contending against Roman Reigns again.
No,
that won't happen.
Well, probably not, but I don't know. These are the thoughts that go through my head. I'm tired, man. I gotta eat.
It's all right. We had Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. Go ahead. What are you gonna say? Okay, I thought Nick was gonna say something.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just moving myself.
Okay, I thought I heard something. Anyway, do we have to talk about this match?
Nope.
Not really. It was stupid.
Thank you. Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns.
We don't really have to talk about it. We
exactly
kind of already discussed it.
Yeah. All right. So just for predictions reasons, I'm gonna look back here. I think we got every prediction right, aka me and Peter. But for Alexa, and I'm not sure what we said for the main event. I think we might have said Samoa Joe. And we also said that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to win. So we got 3 wrong, but we got the rest right in what was a very predictable pay-per-view. And the worst pay-per-view of the year, most likely. I don't see anything in that.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what was worse, this or Battleground. I think Battleground was like slightly worse.
No,
I think this one.
This one was worse.
I think it's debatable. It's debatable. For sure.
50-50. They're both terrible. Anyway, so moving on to Raw, just quickly get over to the first segment where we had Kurt Angle introduce the whole Money in the Bank thing, and then Braun Strowman saying he murdered a bunch of kids.
That was ridiculous.
That was the equal of that Roman Reigns quote that you guys keep talking about. Maybe even worse. I don't fucking know. And then
Strowman should be in fucking jail.
I know, right? That was ridiculously stupid. Then we had Kevin Owens say that he deserved the match and all that, so or not to be qualified, and Kurt Angle says, "Hey, in Raw, we settled it in the ring," so he's gonna have a match against Braun Strowman. I think it's worth talking about Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. What did you guys think about this match? I thought he actually protected KO in a way, and it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be.
It was okay. I didn't really have a problem with it.
I mean, I have a problem with Braun Strowman basically winning every match now and basically burying Owens and Zayn. I mean, Owens and Zayn in 2018, I think they have won about 5% of their matches. And that is sad.
Very, very sad.
This is where I think it.
I mean, I could honestly see this leading to a like Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the last spot for Raw. Wait, how many for Raw are announced right now?
Only two.
Only two.
Finn and Braun.
So I'm guessing Rude and Elias will have a match for the third spot.
I think it's going to be Rude, Elias, and Jinder. I think that's going to be one of the spots.
No, because Jinder and Roman are feuding.
So
Roman already had his qualifying match, so I think Jinder's probably the only other one that makes sense. Here's what doesn't make sense to me. I think the last spot's going to be contested in a battle royal, and I don't really like that because then you're getting 2 battle royals in 1 week, and that's just overkill.
What are you talking about? 2 battle royals in 1 week?
Because like you see how these promos are coming along, like there's tag teams and they're vying for a spot, and then you have.
No, I'm pretty sure that WWE is just not sure if they're gonna pull the trigger on the tag team Money in the Bank. I think that's what the promos are about.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, me too. I don't want it either. But I think that's more the case and not the case of a battle royal. I genuinely think, Nick, if they're going to do how they're going to do the 4th spot is they're going to do it exactly like they did it for the Elimination Chamber. Like the loser of each triple threat or something, they have like a fatal 4-way or something, and then you have the last spot. I think that's what
all right. I agree. I can see that.
It's better than a battle royal.
Anyway, I'll be right back. I got to post this thing.
All right. So then we had this Roman segment, which I actually thought it was decent. People hated it. I don't know why, but anyway, I think people just they just like to hate on Roman for no reason. Then we had No Way Jose and Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil versus Baron Corbin and the Revival. So happy that the Revival got the win on this one.
Although they didn't get any entrances.
They still won. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And we're getting this weird-ass Corbin versus Rose feud, which makes me wonder why Jose is even on the main roster, but whatevs.
Exactly.
Then I felt like this Money in the Bank qualifying triple threat match was really, really good.
That was great, yeah.
I think every woman played a decent. I think Amber kind of had the least action. So.
I mean, I still don't see the point of doing the double eclipse. I mean, I really don't get that move when it's on 2 people.
I think it was just to get Sasha out of the pinning predicament.
Yeah, but still, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, you could debate it, but it just, if there was one thing that I was gonna nitpick from this match was Bayley coming out to help Sasha. Because I mean, why in God's name would she do that?
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you guys. I actually enjoyed the double eclipse. Ruby sold that really, really well. I think Sasha kind of didn't get the eclipse hooked on, so it kind of looked weird. But I think that was a great way to like have the crowd try to get invested into Ember Moon. Yeah, I wasn't really against it. Overall, it was a great triple threat, though. It was great.
I think so too. I just didn't like the fact that Moon was the one that had the least action and won. But
yeah,
shrug. I can't do much about it. Then let's see what else we had. Nothing that matters. Bobby Lashley's okay. So we got to talk about this video package about Bobby Lashley because I know I'm going to be in the minority here. So want you to go ahead first on this one. So Peter, I don't know if you want to go first.
I didn't really see it, but I'm reading about it now, and I don't really see the point of why they did it, to be honest.
Yeah, so I'm really waiting on Nick because I want his opinion on it because I want to talk last on this one. So
I mean, I think from what I'm reading now, it looks like they are maybe going to have the family appear at one point and Lashley then turns heel or something. I don't know.
that would be stupid.
It's WWE. What do you expect?
I don't know, man.
Anyway, what was the question? Sorry, I was supposed to.
All right, so you're no, that's fine. I just wanted you to talk first over me. So the Bobby Lashley segment. What did you think of it? Because I know I'm in the minority here, so I want to go last.
This was the one where he was talking about a dirty towel, right?
He was the one without the family, yeah.
It didn't make me care any more about Bobby Lashley. It didn't make me care any less, but it didn't really affect how I had a viewpoint for Lashley. I didn't really care about him in the first place because I didn't really like his work in TNA, and this just like it was. What was this segment about? Really, it didn't really do anything for me.
All right, so let me just spend a moment on this segment. So I thought it was actually a good segment. I just think it was very misplaced. This was really funny because he got all the marks completely fucked over because I was watching one video, and I don't know if it was in World Culture or one of those types of websites where it would be something like 10 facts that WWE are never going to talk about with Bobby Lashley. Yet they touched every single one of them, but the TNA one. They talked about his MMA past. They talked about just what he accomplished in the WWE before coming back. I thought it was really interesting hindsight on his career. And, the only thing that didn't really make sense was the women thingy. I think they're still trying to do the empowerment thing, which is kind of stupid. But the whole segment just kind of like got us to get a little bit more behind Bobby Lashley, or it should have. I just think it was very well played, very wrongly placed. And a lot of people were put off by it, but I genuinely enjoyed the segment. I thought it was decent. I'm not going to say it was great, but I don't think it was bad as people are trying to make it out to be. I thought it was actually a pretty decent segment. But
yeah, you're entitled to your own opinion. I can see where you're coming from, and I respect that. I understand that. I just a dirty towel. Why? It was like half the crap he said didn't even really make any sense to me.
No, what he said wasn't the most important part to me, though. The most important part to me was the whole promo package, though. How he started off in wrestling in school, then he got his scholarship, then he went to the Marines, then the whatever it was, the Army, and then he got a tryout with the WWE thanks to Kurt Angle, and then he had a match with Umaga, was it at WrestleMania? So they talked about how he main invented WrestleMania, and then he won the Elimination Chamber to win the ECW Championship and all that. And I just felt like that promo package was kind of needed to let people know, hey, this is Bobby Lashley, right? Even though we all know him, I think if they just had the package, that would have been good enough. I don't think he needed to talk, but I think that there's some good in it. I don't think it's all bad.
Well, wait. Bobby Lashley main evented WrestleMania?
Yeah, with at least that's what they said. But I don't remember if that closed out.
I don't remember him main eventing, unless that was the whole Donald Trump thing.
Yeah, That was the one.
Oh,
They talked about Donald
when was
Trump.
it?
Yeah. Like WrestleMania 24? 25?
No, it wasn't 25 because that's when they screwed up the anniversary thing. And if it was 25, that would have meant Triple H versus Randy Orton wasn't main eventing.
I think
I don't remember
it
what.
might have been 23.
I don't remember. It might have been 23.
I mean, that's just like it's been. Yeah, it was 23. Oh my god, I'm old. Yeah, WrestleMania 23. Let me just see if that was the last match though. I'll just quickly check. No, that was not. That was the seventh match. Yet I think they said that he main evented, but it is what it is. The main event was John Cena versus Shawn Michaels, by the way. But there you go. All right, then moving on. Let's see what we had next. Sami Zayn backstage segment with Kevin Owens teasing the breakup. Jinder Mahal versus Chad Gable, 50-50 booking. I don't really care about this match. Is there anything you guys want to talk about this match?
Nope.
Good. This match deserves to stay in the dark. We got a backstage video from Alexa saying that she was going to be in the Money in the Bank, the Ascension.
Hold on. I got something to say about that Alexa Bliss thing. If you're going to promote an injury for Alexa Bliss, please go with it. And don't have her like try and say, "Oh, I'm going to be in Money in the Bank. I'll be fine in 6 weeks." Sell the injury. That's just really stupid. If she does have an injury, then
she doesn't have it. Like you fought.
That's what's pissing me off because you said, "Oh, she has a shoulder injury. She might be out for."
What if they legitimately thought she was hurt at the time, and then after testing, it just came out clean? Because that could be a possibility.
Yeah, but still, don't announce that injury then that shortly after.
True. But I think it might have been one of those cases because they're not selling it. She's working live events. If they really wanted to sell it, she would have been pulled. It wasn't the first time that we saw somebody get pulled from live events for storyline reasons. So I think maybe they just jumped the gun on the injury. But anyway, we had Zack Ryder walk into Kurt Angle's office. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. This didn't really matter. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler versus Rhino and Heath Slater. Another quick match where Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre get the win. Is there anything you guys want to talk about this?
I'm still loving this pairing. I'm loving every second of Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, and that finisher is great. The Claymore into the zigzag.
Exactly.
I love that.
They should call it the Clay Zag. I don't know. Something like that. Let's just give it a name.
Zigmore.
The Clay Zag.
That's good. The Zigmore. That makes more sense.
Zigmore.
Anyway, we had a. Let's see what else. We had Elias versus Bobby.
Bagpipe bomb.
What?
Dear God.
Peter, you go sit in the corner after that one. Go sit in the corner.
No, thank you.
That was terrible.
I know.
Oh, God.
Anyway, Elias versus Bobby Roode, 50-50 booking once again.
No one cares.
Yeah.
I don't care for it either.
Rollins had a very, very good promo. I was hyped. Who's going to challenge him? It's going to be Zack Ryder. Nope. Mojo Rawley. No, Monday night.
Just the irony of you saying hype just fit so perfectly. Why is it that there's always an open challenge and freaking Mojo Rawley is the first person to ever accept it?
Yeah, but to be honest,
it happened with Bobby Roode, and now it's happened with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but let's just say that the match itself wasn't that bad.
No, because it was Seth Rollins. But why couldn't they have given Zack Ryder the match though?
True.
I really don't know.
He's from Long Island. He would have to.
Was he in the dark match with Authors of Pain?
No, I don't fucking know.
The Authors of Pain had a dark match with
yes,
I don't remember who they faced.
They passed some enhancement talent, I think.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so then we had the match of Mojo Rawley versus Seth Rollins, probably the match of the night. No, segment maybe. I mean, it could be. There was only one to rival that one. Anyway, moving on from that. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel versus Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
Didn't really care for this.
Yep.
I'm
They're not gonna challenge for the
slowly
title,
losing. I'm slowly losing anything that I had for Bray and Matt. They're not really doing anything with them.
I'm surprised you even had anything to.
Oh no, I was fine with it at first. I thought the pairing was great, and Bray Wyatt definitely needs to be a face, but this isn't really working out for the better. At this, like, I want to see Bray as a face, but I don't want to see Matt as a heel. That's the only downside of this. It's like one of them's got to turn heel eventually.
Yeah.
Also the finisher they have, I don't really know about that one.
They keep changing it up.
Yeah.
It's so like, hey, we got these two guys. We don't know what to do, but whatever.
And neither of them was great.
Yeah, so RJ saying that Hardy and Wyatt's finisher is good, and he also said that the Clay Zag is a good name. So, cheers,
He's
RJ.
sucking up.
Yep.
No, I'm joking. Hey, RJ. They got to come up with some clever name for that stuff. I don't know. What's it called? The Zigzag and the Claymore. So we're going to call it...
That would be something that they do, though, like the Clay Zag. That would be
the Clay Zag.
Yeah.
They probably would.
Anyway, oh,
Fat Hardy.
Jesus. Anyway, let's move on from that comment. Anyway, so then we had the Money in the Bank qualifying triple threat match, the Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn, where let's just say that the right guy won, but oh my God, we're getting Jinder versus Roman.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jinder's a savior.
Like
did you guys see the comments?
Oh my God, yes, Jinder is the greatest babyface of all time.
That's the thing. Jinder probably is the only option for Reigns to get cheered, but still it won't work. Mahal is going to get cheered at Money in the Bank.
Oh my God,
it will be so ridiculous.
This will be the only time I ever cheer for Jinder, and I just want to see him beat Reigns just because it'd be so funny.
It won't happen.
It won't happen, but it'd be so funny.
It would not be funny.
God.
It would be
oh my God, I'd be dying of laughter.
You're an idiot.
Oh my God, man. I'm not gonna say it, but I'd be getting something if it actually happened.
Oh no, you're not gonna say you're gonna have an erection for Jesus.
Yeah, right.
What?
You're an idiot, man. You're an idiot.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, really enjoyed the whole concept of the match. Putting Roman out early.
Yeah, that was good.
And I've honestly thought that the match was fairly decent. So
the match was good. I enjoyed it.
And we're gonna get Finn in the Money in the Bank. So yay, that's a plus.
Yay.
All right.
Yes.
With that out of the way, we still got to review SmackDown and get to a couple questions. All right, let's get on to the more important things on SmackDown. So, Jeff Hardy versus The Miz.
Good match. Unexpected finish.
Yeah. Well, I see people complaining about the finish.
It was amazing.
But
the finish was great.
It was a great finish. And he kind of no-sold it, but, I'm okay with him.
No. So here's what I
That was not no-selling. That was smart as hell.
Yeah, and it's so good because I'm like, this would have been perfect if The Miz was a face. Because he overcame an immense amount of pain, right, from the Swanton bomb, but yet he still had the presence to roll him over and get the pin. And I thought that was a really good ending. I thought that was
it was good. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think it was a no sell.
Ending, but well, I think it looked like Jeff missed, and I think that fit perfectly with the ending too. And he missed only slightly though.
I think he got most of it.
Yep.
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he missed some of it too. But he didn't connect it all the way. That way, Miz could roll him up, and I think that fit perfectly.
I still think, but it was great, and we have the Miz in the Money in the Bank, so we could see him winning it, I suppose.
I think everybody sees him winning it. I think WWE is going to pull a swerve. I don't think he's going to actually win it.
Elias will win.
Finn will win. All right, so
Almost will win.
then we had a ridiculous Lucky Charm Sheamus eating segment.
Bullshit.
That was ridiculous. I don't even want to. Is this worth discussing?
No,
Not really.
All right, cool. So let's move on from that then. Then we had the coming soon thing for Sanity. They're becoming they should call themselves the Sanityline, because it's like the Emelina thing. It just doesn't fucking go away. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, we got that promo package. Then let's see what else we had. Charlotte Flair versus Peyton Royce, where I think the wrong woman won.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
No, I actually think Charlotte winning actually makes a lot of sense. Here's why. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay just got up, so they're still relatively new, and they haven't really done anything except for win a tag team match with Asuka in it. So I don't think Peyton Royce winning would have necessarily, like, granted, I would have been happy for her. I would have loved that, but I think Charlotte makes just a slight bit more sense. That's just my honest opinion.
Charlotte is SmackDown's Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah, totally, 100%. But at least she can actually wrestle.
So can Roman.
Yeah.
That was joking, Pedro. I was joking.
All right. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting match. It was good, but I honestly didn't want Charlotte to win. Not because I don't like Charlotte. I think it would have been nice to see Peyton in the Money in the Bank, and it would create even more doubt as to who's going to be on it, or is going to win it. Sorry. So. Yeah.
Well, I have another thing. First off, Charlotte needs to get rid of that moonsault. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what that move was supposed to be. Like, Charlotte did like a moonsault. Peyton got her feet up, and Charlotte no-sold that, and I just said no-sold that, and it was really odd. I don't know what was supposed to go down there. And what else was I going to say?
I don't know. You're just ranting on Charlotte, so let's move on anyway.
Well, no, I'm not really ranting on Charlotte. Like, I respect Charlotte. I'm not a huge fan of Charlotte, but I see talent when I know it. You know.
I don't know what you meant by that, but okay.
I don't know what I meant by that either. Just move on.
Yeah, we should. Anyway, so we had some backstage videos by Shelton Benjamin and Asuka. We had Xavier Woods versus Cesaro.
Also a great match.
Yeah, very good match. I mean, I really enjoyed this episode of SmackDown. It was heavily focused on matches, which is what you want. So, is there anything though specific that you guys want to point out?
I mean, I don't really get why next week Big E versus Sheamus is a Money in the Bank qualifier and this one isn't.
It's not Big E versus Sheamus. It's the entire New Day versus the Bar.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
One team gets to choose who goes to the Money in the Bank.
Oh, okay. I just saw the graphic and thought it was Big E versus Sheamus. Whoopsie.
I'm not sure though. Here's where I'm confused by. If the Bar win, you obviously know Cesaro's going in because Sheamus going in wouldn't really make the match more interesting.
I think if New Day win, Kofi will be in just for the spots.
No.
No,
Big E wins and turns on Kofi and Xavier.
No, not right now.
Yes, right now.
No.
Yes.
Way too early. SummerSlam, yes, but not now.
I can't really take much more of New Day.
Yes. Yeah, so, and it would be cool, like, oh, so who you guys pick? And then, they say Big E, and then, Big E just turns around and completely destroys them. So it would be cool. By the way, Yano is totally correct in my wet dream being Finn winning the men's Money in the Bank and Bliss winning the women's Money in the Bank. That's 100% accurate, bro. All right. Anyway, I really liked this Shinsuke segment with Renee. I know it doesn't really do much for Peter, but I liked it.
I think you're talking about the segment with AJ because the Shinsuke one was earlier.
No, it was right here. Renee Young is backstage with the... Oh, never mind. Yeah, it was AJ Styles.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, I missed out on that. That was probably when I was scrolling through. But yeah, I really liked the Shinsuke segment. I didn't mention it, so. But then she had one with AJ Styles. Felt like they were fairly decent. Like Shinsuke's better because she's like, before you lose your ability to speak English again, and then she asks some questions. I thought it was
Just when you thought it would never be funny again, it was funnier the second time.
Yeah. Then we had so we had this Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville backstage segment. I don't understand why. Why is Paige doing what she's doing? Like, what
I
did
don't know.
Mandy and Sonya do for her to treat her like that? You know, like what's the point?
I think she's pissed off at them because they're still using her music as a team. No. I really don't know. I really don't understand the kayfabe reason for this because they were obviously traded to SmackDown just to say Absolution is dead. It doesn't really make much sense to me. It really doesn't. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it just pisses me off because of the fact that like I would understand her being mad and say, "Hey, you don't get granted a title match. You have to earn your title match." That would have been enough. I don't understand why she has to go backstage and say, "Hey, Sonya, you're not going to be backstage for Mandy's match." What's the... Like, I don't understand.
Well, anyway. She was banned from ringside.
Yeah.
For a 2-minute match.
Yeah.
That's another thing that didn't really make much sense to me.
Anyway, can we just talk how Corey Graves absolutely sold that entrance stuff?
He always does, and it's always just phenomenal.
It's phenomenal, but at the same time, that was porno music. Yeah. That was her entrance music. It was either they ripped off the Emelina entrance music or it was something from a gay porno. We don't know.
Why does he have to be gay?
Exactly, I just wanted to ask that.
I don't know.
And also,
Nick,
how do you know that stuff?
Exactly, right? So
I don't. I really don't. That's the even weirder part.
Then don't mention it. Are you stupid?
Yeah, don't mention that, bro. You kind of put yourself in a predicament there.
No, my friend, my friend. I'm like, kid, why? He's like, well, I'm trying to figure out how it works, and I'm like, you really? I'm not gonna go past that. But he puts on porno music for me every day, and makes me listen to it. I'm like, why are you listening to this? And he's like, please get away from me. Why are we friends?
All right. Well, let's move on from that. So Mandy Rose won that match. Weirdly enough,
I think Becky's being so underused.
Maybe it could be all a build up for a heel turn.
I actually think Sonya's being underused.
Shut up, you Sonya lover. Anyway, I'm kidding. Then we had the main event, Daniel Bryan versus Rusev, and can we please stop with this stupid idea that Daniel Bryan is ruined?
He really isn't.
I don't think Daniel Bryan's ruined. He really isn't.
That was the most annoying take that I got out of this match. So we got Rusev, the guy that we love, to beat Daniel Bryan clean, and people are now saying that Daniel Bryan's ruined. Are they stupid?
I mean, no. I really don't like Daniel Bryan, but that's just me. I mean, he is a great performer, but his character just doesn't move anything.
Well, here's my take on this. I don't really understand why people would think Daniel Bryan's ruined, because this is where the whole attack thing from Backlash comes in. Like, obviously, he was beaten down. He was beaten down by Big Cass. And obviously, he's not going to be 100% after that whole thing with Roderick Strong in the Greatest Royal Rumble. I don't necessarily think he's ruined just because he had one loss to a guy he wanted to put over months ago if he wanted to return. Because if I remember correctly, he had an interview saying that one of the guys he wished would get pushed was Rusev. I'm not a huge fan of the people that are like, oh, Daniel Bryan, he just lost to somebody who's like a mid card. Well, yeah, but he's putting somebody over who desperately needs it as well. And Rusev just got probably the biggest victory of his career.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
you knew he wasn't going to beat The Undertaker, even though he probably should have. You knew that wasn't going to happen. And now you're just complaining that Rusev beat Daniel Bryan. That's kind of going a little bit too far. You know?
Yeah, and I agree with what Exodus said, that Daniel Bryan can't be ruined. I don't think
ruin Daniel Bryan, because he's always going to be that beloved figure for most people. Not Peter, but for everybody else.
Yeah, it's just I just don't understand how him losing a match would make him ruin him. Like, he won his WrestleMania match, he won his first pay-per-view match. I mean, what do they want, right?
Exactly.
I'm just concerned that they gave Rusev this win, and it's just not gonna like do anything else for him. I think putting him over Daniel Bryan clean, probably one of the wisest decisions ever, because obviously Big Cass coming out and attacking Daniel Bryan was going to be the most obvious thing to come out of that match. But that didn't happen, and Rusev won clean, which I totally respect. I think, one, that gives Rusev a big edge, like a little big rub. And, he's in the Money in the Bank, and I would be absolutely happy for him if he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, because he absolutely deserves it. Now, as long as they don't pull a Baron Corbin and have him stupidly cash in before SummerSlam.
And have John Cena be the bad guy and ruin it.
Can I just say that John Cena screwing Baron Corbin was the dumbest decision ever?
Yes, it was.
Oh my god.
Ridiculous and stupid. I don't understand. Also, by the way, I'm scrolling through Instagram because I'm about to go into some news after we get to the questions, and I saw posts from Ty Dillinger with him next to Daniel Bryan. And that's a tag team I'd like to see.
No.
I wanted to see Sami Zayn and Ty Dillinger, but that didn't happen.
You're such a mean guy, Peter. You shut everything down. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so on with the questions now, as I'm looking for the news. So I got asked by Sarah about the rumors of, what do you guys think about the rumors of WWE moving forward, trying to sign Toni Storm? What do you guys think about that?
Great. That's really all I have to say. Toni Storm belongs in WWE. She's great. She's talented. She has so much charisma. She's like the female Shawn Michaels. It's absolutely perfect. I loved her in the Mae Young Classic. I was hoping she actually won it, but she wasn't signed, so that was kind of obvious. I genuinely liked her. I think she'll do good in NXT.
All right, so what that brings me to the next question, which was that.
Can I say something to that as well?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I just thought. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, as Nax said, she will be a great addition to NXT, and I think she will also be the only credible person to take the title off Baszler.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything for NXT, but I think there's another person that is capable of taking it.
No.
Yeah.
The person who she's going to face is not going to take the title away from her.
Definitely not. She will lose and then go to
That's
the main
not who
roster.
I was talking about.
Then who? You talking about Dakota Kai?
I was talking about Kairi Sane. Because she already beat Shayna Baszler.
No, Kairi Sane is nowhere near that yet. No. She's not even.
She already beat her.
So what? They're going with the Shayna Baszler story.
I'm just going to say it, even though it's going to piss off Peter. Bianca Belair, I guess, is considerable.
No.
I mean, at least she has a better finisher now with that sit-out burning hammer.
As long as she does it, as long as she stops doing the hair whip thing.
Yeah.
I actually like the hair thing because.
Yeah. Do you know how bad that hurts people? Have you seen how, I don't remember who it was, the back of somebody? Did you see like how bad? That's worse than a goddamn
kendo stick.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous. She should be banned from using that.
It is
I don't
so
really care. I think
annoying.
it's unique, and I think that builds up
This
to be
is her
character.
only thing.
And
Literally.
wasn't really
like
her
no,
own
she
thing.
can't use that move, bro. Like she can't. You take care about the wrestler's safety. That move's crazy. And Exodus is talking about Lil Ray. Candice LeRae would also be an option, but I think they're going to go with Dakota Kai. But
Nah,
anyway,
I think Candice is overkill. To be quite
anyway,
honest.
I kind of think that at some point they are going with LeRae as women's champion and Gargano as NXT champion.
yeah,
I
maybe.
certainly hope not.
Me too.
Anyway, we move on to the other question. It's also Tony related. So she asked if she should go to NXT or straight to Raw or SmackDown, given her
NXT.
track record.
NXT.
All right. I would really.
Now there is no women's wrestler that, in my opinion, should go straight to the main roster.
Mhm. All right. Then we also got a question about why don't WWE actually push real tag teams?
They do. They push the Usos.
The Bludgeon Brothers, but who else?
Yeah, they push the blood. Yeah, they push them, and they're great wrestlers.
I mean, the club.
Looking at the club, looking at the revival, looking at the Ascension, looking at the Vaudevillains when they were a thing.
Well, the Vaudevillains were. I wasn't high on the Vaudevillains.
Yeah,
they were
they
NXT
didn't
champs,
push.
though. They had something going for them.
Also, AOP.
Like
AOP are gonna get pushed. Calm down, Peter.
Somebody saying that you're not pushing another team. Like you're saying that you're not pushing good teams, yet you forget that the Usos were just pushed. You forget that the Bludgeon Brothers are now on top of the SmackDown division, and then you also had the Hardy Boys being pushed. You had the Bar being pushed, and the Bar's fantastic.
The Bar wasn't a real tag team.
Well, that's true.
You have the Revival without
Well, actually, technically, the Revival isn't technically a real tag team, considering that Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder weren't necessarily a team before NXT. Or like before they became.
How long have they been together, though?
They've been together for 3 years, not even.
Still, 3 years is much longer than. I don't know about that. I think it might be, but whatever. I'm gonna look that up. But anyway,
because Scott Dawson was with Rusev in NXT before Dash Wilder came in. Dash Wilder had like 4 or 5 matches, and then the Dusty Tag Team came on for the second time or first time, and they finally became a team.
They've been together for 4 years.
I don't know. That can't be right.
2014 to 2018.
Oh yeah, the first one was in 2014. Never mind.
Yeah,
4 years.
Yeah, so they are a real tag team. But the point stands. Why do you think that they choose to go with those makeshift tag teams instead of, quote unquote, the actual tag teams?
I mean, I think it's just something new, and they want to show like the audience that they still have ideas to partner up guys that don't currently have something going for them, so they put them in a tag team and it works.
Mm-hmm. I guess that would be the best argument for it. So I got another question here about asking why is WWE wasting Baron Corbin's career? I don't think they're wasting it though. I don't know what you mean.
Not.
I'm not high on Baron Corbin anymore. I'm really not.
But they're not wasting it. I mean, he's got a long career ahead of him, so yeah. I don't think they're wasting him, to answer the question. I got asked also this one by Sarah. How soon do you think WWE will do a 4 horsewomen feud?
It's
what do you mean with that? You mean 4 horsewomen of WWE feud or 4 horsewomen against 4 horsewomen? Okay.
Yeah, the 4 versus 4.
I think that will take like another 2 years.
Didn't they just sign the other 2 4 horsewomen of?
I think the Marina was basically already signed, but yeah, it was official.
I think they just both officially reported to the Performance Center last week or this past week. Yeah,
but I don't think if Marina can partake in wrestling yet because of the baby. So
I think it's going to be a little bit. I would rather see that at SummerSlam than I would at WrestleMania. I think that speaks more Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Yeah, Survivor Series. I was about to say Survivor Series makes a lot more sense.
Because then you get like a true match out of it,
But then, like what? 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 to 3 years.
Well, some matches got to take a little bit of time,
Yeah.
Like Miz and Bryan's been waiting God knows how long, like a year and a half now, and now we're gonna get it sooner rather than later.
Yeah. All right. So another question was: will Nixon and Dakota be used correctly soon?
It's not Nixon, it's Stephanie.
I'm not saying Stephanie. You can who made up that name can go to hell.
Isn't that her real name?
I don't like Stephanie Newell. I prefer Nixon.
So
I think Nixon will be good on NXT. I think she'll be used correctly. Again, I can't spoil it.
Stephanie is her real name, so.
Well, yeah, but I prefer Nixon Newell over Stephanie Newell.
I think it's better, but do you think that she's good? Yeah, it is Stephanie Newell. That's her name, but I
don't think she will be used in a major role unless Dakota Kai wins the title, and they both feud with each other. But I don't think that will happen. So I think she'll be like a jobber type.
Damn it! I had my arms up.
Well, no. After that, they gave her that interview thing, that Q&A, and usually they don't do that to people they don't push. Like they didn't do it with I can't think of what the hell was her name.
Calm down, boy.
I don't know.
I don't remember her name, but she had a Q&A like it was a few months ago, and then like almost 2 months after that, she started getting a push on Smackdown. I think it was.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm totally lost. So let's move on from that, shall we?
Yeah. Move on.
All right.
I think she'll be fine.
So I got the question: why is Lesnar still champ? We're not going to tackle that again. Oh God, why?
Brock Lesnar won.
Yeah. There's another one why is Bobby Roode not going for a world championship?
Because he sucks as a face.
Exactly. He's a terrible face. He needs to be turned. I don't know why they're holding him back.
And also, even as a heel, I don't think he should go for the world title.
That's debatable amongst fans.
Definitely not on Raw. On SmackDown would have been fine, but not on
Raw. They got another one asking why is Samoa Joe not champion yet?
Because he just lost to Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it would be too early.
Why has Randy Orton been downgraded to the jobber status?
Because he's so uninterested in any feud. Pretty much.
That's pretty much it. This one is why the AOP not already in the tag title picture. I think that's more. They're just waiting on it. They're just building them up.
I mean, they still need some exposure to the main roster fans, and that's why they are having these enhancement matches. I think they will probably get into the tag title pictures by SummerSlam, but not before.
Here's my question. This is about the Authors of Pain, right?
Yeah.
Make sure. Why did they get rid of Paul Ellering?
I mean, there was
badass.
I understand. Like they look so cool without him, but like, what was the whole purpose of it?
I mean, there was a rumor going around that he couldn't travel.
He said that was a lie.
His age.
He said that was a lie.
Yeah.
Like my only true thought would be War Raiders, and he's going to manage the War Raiders. But that doesn't seem to be the case either. So it's like, what are they doing? Why did they take Paul Ellering away?
Because either A, his contract is up and they don't really have a plan for him. B, they just wanted to make the Authors of Pain look more badass on the main roster. C, they already have plans for him going for another tag team. Maybe not War Machine, but maybe someone like TM61. I don't know.
That wouldn't fit.
You know what I would love? I read the spoilers, but I don't remember reading this. I would love if TM61 turned heel. I think that's something they desperately need to.
I read the spoilers.
Huh?
Well, I have read something about that in the spoilers.
Oh dear. I didn't read much of it. I
only read doesn't matter, people. I mean, come on, NXT's. I mean, almost
everybody's probably looked it up by now. So I guess we can kind of discuss it, but Just in case if they haven't.
Well, as far as I have seen it, they are turning.
I would love that.
All right. So anyway, Exodus just like said spoilers in all caps. Anyway, we also have, why is Jinder Mahal still getting pushed?
Because he's beating Roman Reigns. Yes. Sorry. I don't know.
I mean, being pushed to me is a term that you use for like a low mid-carder that is getting up to the main event. I don't think you can use it for a main eventer, really. And in my eyes, Jinder has really become that.
Why is Jinder a main eventer then?
Yeah. I think because he's a great heel.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I'll respectfully disagree with you in all sense of that.
No, I think he's a great heel too. I think he's a great heel too. He's not that great in the ring, but he's a great heel.
No, he's bad in general, but whatever. Like I can't get behind him. I don't like his character. I don't like his mic work. I don't like his ring work.
Doing something with Jinder Mahal, and you're just completely missing it. They're finally turning him face, man. They're finally turning him face, and he's going to be such a great fan. And I don't know what the hell I'm saying. No, I hate Jinder. He's terrible.
Thank you. He's got nothing going for him, in my opinion. I don't like him at all. The thing that he has is that he looks good. I mean, I'm not going to discredit that. He does look good. He has that heel look, but I just don't think he's good. Anyway, moving on to the other question is why. I think this one's fairly easy, but why are there no championships other than the women's championship for women?
Because why would there be?
Well, you have many side feuds in SmackDown. You have Mandy Rose and Becky Lynch and Sonya Deville and that whole Paige situation. You know, PCB and other stupid crap. And then on Raw, you have Ruby Riot and the Riot Squad against Bayley and Sasha, and then that's going to turn into a feud with Bayley and Sasha, and then Ruby Riot's going to go nowhere. There's other feuds besides the Women's Championship. Not on NXT, really, but on the main roster there is. It's just not as noticeable.
Maybe I'm not into a women's tag team championship, but I wouldn't be against the sort of lower mid card championship.
I would, to be honest.
I don't know. It's just because you have so many women that can't be in the title picture at once that you would kind of benefit some of them. I don't know. Is it just me?
I think even more titles would be overkill.
I think there's just too many titles, period, on the main roster.
They're not. How is there too many titles?
I mean, 2 titles for single male competitors is absolutely fine, and 1 for the women is also fine.
Okay, I just don't think there's too many titles, like Mac was saying. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, me neither.
You have 8 main card titles on the main roster, and then you have the Cruiserweight title. They really wanted to. They could have had that Saudi Arabia title.
No.
The main card
that was
title,
never a thing.
Roster title. I said if they really wanted to, that would have been 10.
And yeah, but you have two main titles, 2 mid card titles, 2 tag team titles, and 2 women's titles. Or is that too much?
No, that is too much. For the women, 2 titles on each brand is too much.
No, I don't. I just don't agree. I like a brand split, so that's why I'm okay with it.
Well, imagine if they had the women's Intercontinental title on, and then the women's United States title, and then the women's tag team title.
No. See, that's not what I want. I would have 1 women mid card title. 1.
No.
But just because I think
which brand are you trying to put it on? Are you trying to put
both?
It on
maybe
he
both.
Means for both.
Yeah, maybe
he means for both.
Yeah, because
that wouldn't work.
Then why wouldn't you just have like a normal women's world championship for that?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but my thing is that already having 2 women's championships, you still have so many women not being pushed that, even, I don't know. I just think there's kind of an issue there with the championships in the women's side. Just because right now, nowadays, we have so many decent women, right, that a lot of them are not going to get their spot, So it's just difficult.
I think what should have happened is one one brand gets the women and the other brand gets the tag teams.
Yeah,
That's what I thought should have happened.
No.
Because then you wouldn't have to like create more tag teams. You wouldn't have to create the bar. You wouldn't have had to create
that's
the new guys.
atrocious, man. That makes me think of the fact that Smackdown was supposed to be a women's show only.
I thought Raw would have gotten the women, and SmackDown would have gotten the tag teams.
That is so terrible, man. Just don't. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I appreciate the idea. Anyway, so let's move on. Why won't WWE sign James Storm already?
Oh, I can answer that.
I don't want him.
Well, I think James Storm is coming towards the end of his career. He's way out of his prime. So that's technically where WWE tend to sign all their signings. Like they got AJ Styles, they got Shinsuke, they got Samoa Joe. They're coming towards the end of their careers, unfortunately. If they sign James Storm, the only possible thing I could see for him is like getting there is beer money, and that's not really the best way you can use James Storm. I know he's had problems with Paul in the past. He's had problems with Triple H, and that's why he originally left NXT when he was first there. When he had 2 matches and then he left, he had problems with Paul, and he didn't want to really say anything about it. But he claimed that it was to stay with his family, staying close to his family, and that's why he re-signed with TNA. But he did have that issue with Paul, with the whole money thing, and I think he was having a newborn child then. So I don't know why they won't sign him now. I think now's a perfect time. It's just back then it was there's still that little, there's still that tension there between Paul and James.
Peter.
To be honest, right now I don't really care about him anymore. I think they should have signed Rude and Storm when they still were beer money on TNA. And I think if it would come now to WWE, I don't think it would be the run would be very long. So maybe like 3 or 4 years, and then it's all said and done. I mean, I don't know how old he is.
Isn't he like 40 something?
Let me just look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, he's 40.
Storm?
Yeah, 40.
Yeah.
He's still got 5 years at least. Maybe more.
At least. Yeah, but then, like, what exactly is he going to do?
I just don't think he should be in WWE. As the same reason I don't think Cassius Ohno should be in the WWE, because they're gonna be nothing more than jobbers, because they're too old to be put in the main roster.
Oh no! Cassius Ohno's there. Cassius Ohno's more enhancement than he is a jobber.
Yeah,
I think
jobbing out to.
Yeah, but he's also putting other guys over because
Cassius Ohno is a great wrestler, and that's why he's on WWE. James Storm, I don't see him as a great wrestler.
I wasn't trying to say anything bad about Cassius Ohno. I just don't like the idea of having a guy for the sake of putting people over all the time. It's just kind of dumb.
I mean, Almost was that guy back then, and look where he is now.
You just give it time.
With the Ohno
will get his push eventually. It just like it takes time. Like he's not going to leave NXT again. He's not going to leave. He's loved there, and he loves to be there because he and Triple H are really good with each other.
Hold on though. Just to get to Peter's point though, you can't compare Cassius Ohno, 38 years old, to Andrade Cien Almas, who's 28. He's not going to get the same type of push.
You never know. I mean, sure, it's highly unlikely that he will win the NXT title, but I can definitely see him winning the North American title in the near future.
I can see that too.
All right, so we're into the final 3 questions, and I think this one's fairly easy. Who will be the breakout star of the Riot Squad in Absolution?
Ruby.
And Absolution?
Oh, Sonya.
Same. And what about you, Nick? Okay.
Sorry, hold on 1 second.
All right. So to give
All
him
right, now go. Sorry,
okay, you back?
something happened.
All right, can all right. So
It
did
was
you hear?
breakout star of the Riot Squad
And Absolution.
and Absolution. Sonya Deville for Absolution. Ruby Riot for Riot Squad.
Okay, we all agree.
Unless Sarah Logan becomes crazy Sarah Logan or something like Crazy Mary Dobson, I don't see anything going for her. Liv Morgan's honestly not that great in my opinion.
Yes.
I really like Liv.
Shut up. You're the only one that likes Liv.
No, Brandon likes Liv too.
But he likes Mandy too, so.
Who?
Yeah, he'd say Mandy for Absolution. Brandon.
Who?
Oh, we're not gonna do that.
Right.
Anyway, so out of Ronda and Shayna, who owed a main title first? This is obviously coming from Sarah, and then she said, "Let me dream, damn it."
Well, Ronda.
Well, let's take a look. Shayna's NXT Women's Champion. You don't see her losing that until at least like December.
Two pay-per-views.
Maybe I don't know.
But I don't see her winning a main title. So Ronda Rousey, definitely. Sorry about that, Sarah. And then the last question, and I think this is more centered to you guys because you're the guys that are more in the know about these type of things. But Sarah also asked, who do you guys think will be the next big signing for NXT/WWE?
That's a good question. I actually don't know who they are after right now.
I guess it really all depends.
But I recently read something about Eli Drake.
Oh yeah,
he re-signed with TNA. Like a while
ago.
No. I don't think that's true because I remember that reading on IW Nerd just yesterday evening that they are interested in signing him.
Yeah, on Thursday morning, Twitter user Bob Carnell decided to bring up an interesting topic on the social media when he asked the Observer's Meltzer if there's any truth. I know you don't like Meltzer, but anyway, if there's any truth to the apparent rumor of former Impact Wrestling world champion Drake coming to the WWE anytime in the near future. And as per Meltzer, quickly responded to the question that WWE management is indeed interested in bringing in Drake to the company once his Impact Wrestling contract expires, which is apparently set to expire very soon. Additionally, Drake himself recently opened up about his current status with Impact Wrestling in an interview with The Mirror, as the former Impact World Champion claimed that he likes to keep all of his options open and is definitely thankful to Impact Wrestling for giving him such an amazing opportunity on the big stage.
But yeah, if he doesn't get signed, one guy I would really like to see in WWE would be Hangman Page.
Don't think that's really plausible at the time. I think the next big signing would be literally that big signing that is he German guy? I don't remember his name. There was a guy that was rumored with the WWE. Do you guys remember or know who I'm talking about? He's a big guy. No, you guys really know?
I mean, who is there that's German and on the independent scene? I can only think of Bad Bones or whatever he's called.
I'm gonna take this both literally and metaphorically. The next big signing for NXT will be Keith Lee because he is very, very huge.
Oh yeah, right, Walter.
Yes, there you go, Walter something, right?
Probably.
He's Austrian.
Oh, he's Austrian. Okay, my bad. I thought he was German. That's my bad. All right, close enough. Sorry.
I really, I would love to see some like undermined guys in WWE, like DJZ. I would really like to see him in WWE, or Eddie Edwards, or who's the other guy that was part of the Wolves? Davey Richards. I would love to see like those guys in the company.
They were in NXT before, right?
Which one?
The Wolves.
I don't remember them being.
I think they were.
Like I watch the Indies a lot more than I do WWE. I watch like Global Force. I don't know why I watch that shit. I watch that UK brand. I can't remember the name. Gen X or something like that. Next Gen.
Oh, okay.
I watch New Japan. I watch Ring of Honor, and I'm just looking over the talent there. And there's one guy that's been on NXT multiple times, but they haven't signed him, and I don't understand why. Nathan Cruz. I think if they signed him sooner rather than later, I think he would be a great star for NXT. And if they can build him like a Leo Rush, Um, except just don't have him be unprofessional about stupid shit.
I was even right with Eddie Edwards. They were in 2013 and they had one match as the American Pitbulls against the Ascension.
I did not know that.
Did I forget to ask the Ascension question? I totally forgot to ask about the Ascension question, by the way.
Yeah.
You had a question about the Ascension, saying if they were ever going to be great again. No pun intended.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay, that is also a good shout for our next big signing.
Will Ospreay, yeah. So
when's his contract up?
The fuck do I know?
Exactly. Anyway, though,
I want to see when his contract expires.
Go ahead and see if you can find that out.
Where the hell do you look that up?
I don't really know either, but if he finds out, he finds out. Anyway, there's just one more thing. There's a couple of news, so I'm just going to get to them real quick. So one of them was that Big Cass apparently went overboard with his segment with the midget, and that's why management is unhappy with him, and he might have a setback. Then supposedly Mandy Rose has a big push ahead of her. Also, the same as Big E as a singles competitor. That's why I made that shot of him turning on the New Day. And also, Charlotte is going to have 2 surgeries, and Dean has moved to Alabama again to make more intense rehab. So he should be close to a return. That's what I heard.
I think Dean will be back by SummerSlam.
Yeah.
At the latest. He's obviously not going to be at Money in the Bank, but I think he'll be back by SummerSlam.
I could honestly even see Ambrose kind of attacking Rollins at SummerSlam after he retained the title.
I can see Dean going to Smackdown. I said it before, and I'll say it again.
No, not again.
We'll see. Anyway,
I found the contract details. His contract with Ring of Honor expires in 2022. And his contract with New Japan ends the year before.
Does he have any kind of release clause thingy? Where they can,
he does have a release clause thing. He does. He can leave Ring of Honor if he so pleases, but with New Japan, he has to wait till.
That's all I can say. They pay him or something. I don't know about that.
Well, he's gonna stay with New Japan for a while.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what he explained. He said he's not interested in going to WWE right this minute, but
they all say that.
He wants his happiness to be at his home, and he doesn't consider WWE home yet.
Yeah, they all say that eventually they all want to go to the WWE.
That's true.
Anyway, before we close out the show, I just wanted to bring up a topic real quick, and I know we went over 1 hour and a half, but it is what it is. Sometimes it happens. And this is something that I think we're going to bring up every week, but there's something that really grinds my gears. So we hear about how WWE management doesn't like superstars getting over by themselves. Now, my question is, what is the reasoning behind that thought? Because to me, it's ludicrous and it's just crazy to think that way. But what is like the thought that they have on this for this to be a thing that they don't like?
I mean, I think they are just mad that they didn't come up with this themselves. Other than that, I don't see a reason for that.
Wouldn't that be extremely petty, though?
Yeah, but that's how Vince is.
When Vince takes over the XFL, I hope he gives up his part of the WWE and gives it to Triple H, because that's probably one of the one big things I hate that about when Vince is in charge. When say when Rusev got over on his own, they're trying to kill that Rusev Day thing without trying to kill that Rusev Day thing, because he probably likes the idea, but he doesn't want it to get over. He wants Rusev to be that heel. When Wade Barrett was Bad News Barrett, they killed that quickly. Like, they killed that gimmick with that King of the Ring crap. Well, who else was there? Zack Ryder. They gave him that push, and then they said, "Screw you, we're gonna take it off him in less than a month." And there's your push. And then they didn't
John
use him.
Cena stealing his girlfriend. Let's not forget about that too.
That was a dumb storyline. I have no idea what they were thinking about that. Oh,
but anyway, do you guys think there's a specific reasoning behind this, or is it just they don't like the fact that people get over on their own?
I actually don't think that it is being that much of an issue backstage, because I think that WWE is waiting with these kind of characters for the right moment to turn them face. I mean, if they see someone gets face reactions and he's supposed to play a heel, I don't think that they think, well, we hate this, or well, we need to turn this guy face immediately. I think right now with Rusev, they are just looking for the right time, and they probably tried that as well with Barrett, and he was just sick of not turning face, maybe. So I don't actually think that Vince is that pissed about people getting over by themselves.
I really don't know. I don't know what goes on in that 80-year-old mind. I really don't. I'm at a loss because, like, I think he's doing it on purpose, and it's really petty that he's doing it.
I just don't see my gripe with this is that there's no actual sense into being petty or mad at it, because first it's only going to bring new talent in to a bigger role, and second, it's going to give them more merchandise sales, which means more profit. So there's I don't see the negative part about this, except for what Peter said, that sometimes they might want to hold off on a plan. And I do understand that. I don't understand the pettiness part, because it just wouldn't make any sense. They're making more sales and they're bringing new guys in.
Well, I don't. Well, there's two other things I just thought about. One, they could just be holding off everybody that's face, and they're getting over as a heel because Roman Reigns isn't getting over, and that's pissing them off. Or what did I just have? Now I just lost my thought again. Damn it!
You were just talking about Roman Reigns not being able to be cheered, so they're mad about that.
Yeah, that's one. I'm trying to think of the other one.
Oh.
I can't think of it. Yeah, I can't remember it.
All
right. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I think we're gonna.
I just remembered that Kurt also sent a question, and he asked.
Yeah, you can talk about that one.
Yeah, he asked who would win in a fight between Braun Strowman and Abyss.
Oh dear God!
I ain't answering.
Well, that's the end of the show.
You answer that, Nick.
I mean, I would just say Braun Strowman because Vince is really high on him, and for some reason most people are. I'm just getting bored of him right now. Yeah, but I think it had to be Strowman.
I really don't know. If they want to use Janice, then I guess Abyss, but on his own, probably Strowman.
Also, what I'm going to say now, Lucille greater than Janice.
Agreed.
Meh, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. So
Lucille is Negan's weapon in Walking Dead.
Oh. I grew disinterest of The Walking Dead like 7 seasons ago. I'm
Go
kidding.
watch that shit. I'm watching
It's
the
terrible.
7th season
I'm,
right now,
I'm,
and
I'm, I'm sick of it. I was sick of it. I stopped by the middle of season 6, and the thing that pissed me off about The Walking Dead is that it has those little breaks in between, and that's just stupid. The
well,
mid-season breaks.
then go watch Black Sails or something.
No,
I'm a fan of Negan. I love, like, when he was brought in, I loved it, and then this came, and I was like, no.
this is gonna turn into a Walking Dead podcast now.
So
Yeah,
what?
sure. Why not?
Let's just say that
Owen would
Negan
be
is cool
happy.
because he's a
Owen would be
Seahawks
so
fan.
happy.
That's all I care about. Nobody heard what you said, Nick, and I'm pretty sure that was a good thing.
I said Owen would be happy. Owen would be really happy.
Owen would definitely be very happy, but this isn't a Walking Dead podcast. Anyway, we've been running over 1 hour and 55 minutes, so we got to wrap it up. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say or if I can end the show.
You can
I
end
ain't
the
got
show.
anything.
All right, so we'll probably be back next week, most likely on Friday. I think that's the usual day, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK. Almost got that messed up. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you all next